To visit Adwa is indeed a dream come true. So I bring you the fraternal greetings of His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, Chair of the African Union Commission, himself a veteran Foreign Minister of Chad, and an ardent Pan-Africanist in his own right. Just last week, I had the privilege to lead a delegation of the African Union Commission to Cuba, where I had a distinct honor to lay a wreath on the tomb of Comrade Fidel Castro on behalf of all of Africa, indeed all of you here present. Cuba and Africa have special relations, and more so Cuba and the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, where its soldiers shed blood to maintain the territorial integrity of this great country. In Cuba, there used to be an Ethiopian school where a great number of Ethiopian students were educated and who proudly call themselves today Ethio-Cubans. In the Latin American School of Medicine, where I had a privilege to visit, interact with the students, they were all suggesting that Africa needed a university, a Pan-African University of Science and Technology, where all African students, irrespective of nationality, could study together. Little did I know that I'll be coming here to Adwa to meet the same idea in embryo and in practice. So I'd like to thank you all for the distinct honor and opportunity. Growing up in Ghana, in the period of Kwame Nkrumah, we were taught that the greatest African leader, Nelson Mandela, was in jail in South Africa, and that when he came out, all Africa were united. We were also taught about the great battle fought and won by a black African country, Ethiopia, against the mighty Italians at a place called Adwa. We were taught that on the 1st March 1896, this African country defeated the Italian army at the Battle of Adwa. Adwa, therefore, to us, marked the first victory of Africa over the colonialists. And to us, the victory of Ethiopia at Adwa was a major psychological breakthrough that the African people, united and properly led, could achieve anything. It was also the beginning of the end of the myth of European superiority. I recall, Your Excellencies, that in a speech at a state dinner in honor of Emperor Haile Selassie on 1st December 1960, Kwame Nkrumah, then Ghanaian president, stated, and with your kind permission, I'd like to quote, "Your Imperial Majesty, I cannot express in words adequate to the occasion the emotional feelings aroused in the breast of every Ghanaian which your visit to Accra has evoked. Ethiopia, because of her existence as an ancient and free state in Africa, and the oldest continuously independent country on our continent, has always stood as a symbol of our political aspirations as a people. Ethiopia, in our minds, has stood for African freedom, African independence, African dignity, and African self-respect. Even when we were not free, the struggle of Ethiopia to maintain her independence and integrity was regarded by us as our struggle. We always felt that so long as Ethiopia remained free, there was hope that we too would be free. I remember so vividly how inflamed I became when, as an ardent African nationalist in Liverpool in 1935, I was greeted one morning by the glaring front page headlines of the British press: Mussolini invades Ethiopia. Your Imperial Majesty, we have not forgotten the excruciating experience which you and your people had to suffer when the fascist dictator Mussolini waged his treacherous war against Ethiopia. We remember how you trustingly placed your faith in the good intentions of the League of Nations, and how that trust was betrayed because the leading nations within the League used the organization as an instrument of vacillation to cover up their acceptance of Italy's imperialism. Your Excellencies, no less a person than Nelson Mandela, in his work, No Easy Walk to Freedom, wrote, and here I quote with your permission, that Ethiopia has a special place in my imagination, and the prospect of visiting Ethiopia attracted me more strongly than a trip to France, England, and America combined.
This is not just a war that we have stood victorious. This isn't just one part of our history decorated by the gallant of our forefathers and foremothers. This is a victory in which we redefined racial relations, effectively defeated racial hierarchy, and delivered a decisive blow to the racist myth of white invisibility, thereby heralding the spirit that colonial enterprise was not indomitable and serving as an inspiration for the black freedom fighters in Africa and elsewhere, including black diaspora. Through Adwa, Pan-African freedom fighters literally saw a light at the end of the tunnel, the light of independence and equality. And we won here in Adwa not only by chance and divine intervention, nor because we were Caucasians as some self-delusional resistors in the West alluded at that time. This is a sacred place. As President Museveni said, a holy place. A living testimony of our forefathers and foremothers' victory against colonialism, subjugation, and most of all, racism. Adwa is not just an Ethiopian victory. It is rather an African victory and the victory of all black people. Adwa showed to black Africans and black diaspora and other societies, including the Chinese during the leadership of Mao, struggling to free themselves from the yoke of colonialism and racial oppression and inequality, that freedom and equality were not just abstract ideals, but practically achievable and inevitable destinies of all mankind, irrespective of race, color, gender, and religion whatsoever. This is why this university is rightly named as Adwa Pan African University, and as the victory is not ours alone, neither should the construction and ownership of this Pan African University. We therefore call upon our African brothers and sisters at home and all who cherish the black heritage to partner with us in building and establishing this sacred institution. If it goes without saying that a lot to be studied regarding the Battle of Adwa, its implications, and its legacy. This special victory still remains mysterious and fully unexplained. We should send a torch and kindle what is the dark so that we can take lessons to the betterment of our lives today and the times ahead. This is one of the purposes of that this university and its scholars and researchers ought to serve. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on building and establishing this unique university, we should take lessons from the meaning and legacy of Adwa. As I said earlier, we won because we were united and better organized and prepared. Adwa is a perfect and constant reminder to the fact that if and when we stand united and well organized, There is no earthly force that can stop us from standing victorious, even in the face of daunting challenge. As such, the legacy of the victory of Adwa heralds a note of optimism, a sense of certainty in the war against our enemies today: poverty, bad governance, and democratic deficiency. And as we commit to fighting backwardness and underdevelopment, it is crucial to remind that education indeed remains to be a key means towards achieving our twin goals of development and democratization.
A journey of ambition and dream to establish an African university. Of course, there are many universities in Africa, but a university among the universities which has its own unique quality.
You can start this away, but we need to have the budget, we need to have the teachers, the curriculum, everything has to be prepared. That's why we are just waiting. This year and next year, we will try to construct and prepare some of the faculties.
This university is going to be a great center to train new scholars, research, promote Africa history from its own perspective.
African countries need to support this initiative. This is not Adwa University. This is not Ethiopia University.